What's good, family? Today, I want to talk about something that can change your life if you actually apply it. Because everybody keeps asking the same questions. Why is my life taking so long? Why is my breakthrough delayed? Why does it feel like I'm working, but nothing is moving? And I want to submit something to you that might sting a little bit, but it'll set you free. Most of the time, it is not God that is slow. It is that we are unprepared. Let me ask you a question right now. If you were as sure as you are that the sun is going to rise tomorrow, that what you are working on will succeed, would you move differently today? Would you show up differently? Would you stop procrastinating? Would you stop negotiating? Would you stop delaying? Because what creates sudden breakthrough is not luck. It's preparation. It is math. Number one, here's our foundation. It's God's time versus humans' time. So let's start here because this is important. The Bible teaches that God operates on timing, not guessing. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He hath made everything beautiful in his time." That means there is a time for things to happen. And Habakkuk 2:3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." So there's timing, but let me make this simple. God doesn't just bless dreams. He blesses stewardship. And God does not accelerate people who are careless. He accelerates people who are prepared. So what we're going to do today is break down the principles that collapse time. And we're going to break them down so clear that even if you've never read the Bible, you can follow the logic and apply it. Here's the first principle. God speeds up prepared people. But I need you to understand this. When you see someone suddenly, you are usually looking at the fruit of seeds that were planted long before. People see the harvest, but they don't see hidden work. Let me give you some examples from the Bible, and I'm going to explain who these people are. My first example is Joseph. You see, Joseph was a young man in the Bible who had a dream that he would one day become great and lead. But life did hit him. He was betrayed by his own brothers. He was sold like property. He ended up in a foreign land with no family, no support, no connections. Then it got worse. He was falsely accused of something he didn't do and thrown into prison. Now, listen closely, because this is the part most people miss. Joseph didn't wait in prison. He worked. He served. He stayed sharp. He stayed faithful. He kept his gift active. He helped people in that prison. He interpreted dreams. He built trust. So when the moment came and the leader of that nation needed an answer, Joseph was ready. And in one day, Joseph went from prison to being placed second in command over the whole land. That's what I mean by suddenly. But it wasn't magic. It was preparation meeting opportunity. Let me say that again. It was preparation meeting opportunity. Let me break that down in business terms for you so you can understand what I'm trying to say. You don't get promoted because you complain about being overlooked. Let me say that one more time. You don't get promoted because you complain about being overlooked. You get promoted when you are so good, so reliable, so ready that you become undeniable. You see, Joseph stayed ready in the empty room. So when the room filled, he didn't panic. Our next example is David. You see, David was a young man who later became king, but he didn't start as king. He started as a shepherd watching sheep. That sounds small and boring, but it's actually everything. While David was in the field alone, watching sheep, he was building. What was he building? He was building skill, courage, endurance, leadership, faith. And there were moments where lions and bears came to attack the sheep, and David fought them off. What does that mean? You see, David learned how to fight battles when nobody was watching. He fought battles when nobody was watching. Then one day, a giant named Goliath challenged the whole nation, and everybody was scared. But guess who stepped up? David stepped up and took him down. And from that moment, his life shifted. It just takes one time. What looked like sudden victory was actually private preparation. Let me break that down for you in business translation or in today's terms. Your public win is usually just proof of private reps. Your public win is usually proof of private reps. People want spotlight without training. But David proves this. If you are not trained in private, pressure will expose you in public. My third example is Esther. Positioned before she was even needed, Esther was a young woman who became queen in a nation that was not her own. But she didn't know why at first. Later, a threat came that could have destroyed her people. And Esther had a choice to make, to either stay quiet and safe or speak up and risk everything. And her mentor told her something that applies to all of us today. You might have been placed here for such a time as this, which means you were positioned ahead of time for a moment you couldn't predict. You see, sometimes God is building your platform before your purpose makes sense. Woo. Sometimes God is building your platform before your purpose makes sense. But when the moment comes, you'll either step up or you'll stay silent. You'll either step up, you'll rise to the occasion, you'll change everything around you, or you'll stay silent. My next example is Daniel. Daniel was taken into a system that was not aligned with God. He had pressure on him. But Daniel was so disciplined, so consistent, so excellent that he rose in influence anyway. He didn't blend in. He stayed faithful. He built a reputation where even unbelievers trusted him. You see, you can be in a corrupt system and still be a person of integrity and excellence. Let me say that again. You can be in a system, a corrupt system, a messed up system, a filthy system, and still be a person of integrity and excellence. And excellence gets attention. Here's the lesson here. God can collapse time, but he accelerates those that are prepared. Here's a question for you. Take this away. If your breakthrough came tomorrow, would you be ready to hold it? If your breakthrough comes tomorrow, would you be prepared to hold it? Would your character handle it? Would your systems handle it? Matter of fact, would your discipline sustain it? Because God doesn't just give you what you want, He gives you what you can steward. Let's jump to principle number two. Principle number two is daily obedience creates compound results. This is not complicated. If you do something small daily, it becomes big eventually. The Bible says in Luke 16:10, He says, He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much, which means small faithfulness qualifies you for bigger responsibility. Daily reps beat rare intensity. So posting once a week with no system, that equals out to slow growth. But posting daily with a system, that equals compound momentum. Reading 10 pages a day, that'll give you 12 books in a year. Learning the skill weekly, you'll become mastery in a year. This is why people say suddenly when they see you win, because they weren't watching your daily obedience, your daily sacrifices, the reps you've been putting in. Principle number three, pressure creates the breakthrough. You see, you don't boil water instantly, but you heat it. Same with your life. Consistency is pressure. Pressure produces breakthroughs. That's why it seems like nothing is happening until everything happens. And most people quit right before the boiling point. When it's about to start boiling and get real hot, a lot of people quit. Principle number four, identify your delay. Now we get practical. What are you delaying? What did God tell you to do that you have not done? Let me ask you again. What did God tell you to do that you have not done? Launch the offer, start the business, post the content, invest in your skill, raise your price, cut off distractions. Your delay is your bottleneck. And I want to say this plainly. Delayed obedience is disobedience. Delayed obedience is disobedience. Principle number five, remove what's costing you time. Count the costs. What do you need to remove? Sometimes it's not physical, but sometimes it's mental. Fear over failure, fear of criticism, or saying I need certainty first, or saying I'll do it when I feel ready. That plan B you keep holding on to might be the very thing that's delaying your breakthrough. Principle number six, you need to move immediately. Let me give you this. Hesitation is cancellation. I've heard that a lot. Hesitation is cancellation. Your brain takes hesitation as not important. It registers that. So when you delay, when you procrastinate, your brain is you're training your brain to think that it's not important. So here's my advice to you. Move immediately. Not tomorrow, but today. Principle number 7. Declare it intentionally. Stop saying I'm trying, but start saying I'm doing. Why? Because words matter. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. So no matter what I say, what I put out, that's what I'm going to receive. That's what's going to happen because I'm listening. I'm training my brain to do what I'm saying. Principle number 8. Prepare for suddenly and the hidden. What do I mean by that? I call this the empty room principle. Your quiet season is not punishment, it's positioning. If you can refine your message in an empty room, the room will fill. But if you wait for the room to fill before you refine, you will keep chasing attention. Hidden work creates public reward. Again, hidden work creates public reward. Let me end like this. You don't need more time. I'm sorry to say it. I'm not sorry. You don't need more time. You need more obedience. Your suddenly is not magic. It is math. It is pressure. It is daily preparation. So today, I want you to comment one word: suddenly. Not because it sounds nice, but because you are making a decision to stop delaying. And if you're ready to build with structure, faith, and strategy, subscribe. This is the Multiply Movement. We do not just talk change, we build it.